Microsoft Flight Simulator is here running on the Xbox Series X and S consoles, so of course, I have to make a video explaining what the controversy is this time. Let's get into it. Hey, if you like these sort of videos where I just sort of talk about what's going on in the industry late at night, mostly off the top of my head, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. So today's video is all about the controversial microtransactions. That's not really what they are, that are in Microsoft Flight Simulator. So the long and the short of it is Microsoft Flight Simulator has a system that allows content creators to create mods or make creations for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And then they're allowed to submit them to a marketplace. You have to get approved first, of course, to be able to do this. And then you are able to place your creation on the marketplace and charge whatever fee you deem fit for those things that you've created. This is similar to the Minecraft marketplace, which has allowed creators to make $350 million. That was according to Microsoft's Q3 report for 2021. And for Microsoft Flight Simulator, you're talking about people that are looking for the most immersive experiences possible. These are people that are looking for fully imagined cockpits and their specialized planes and jets or whatever the community is making. And people love it. And people have been loving Microsoft Flight Simulator. Those people who understand that it's a game that you go fly in the air and mess around it. But there are a lot of people out there who seem to not have a fundamental understanding of what the store is, and they are questioning whether or not these are microtransactions. They are not microtransactions. They are different. It's hard to conflate this with microtransactions because this is a community service being offered by Microsoft and the Flight Simulator team so that people can create very specific things that they want for very specific simulation type deals. And, you know, this game entering a wider marketplace where you're getting people that are just trying it out on Game Pass has created a troublesome but interesting narrative amongst the community. Basically, I feel like this is a feeble attempt to twist something that I largely see as good, empowering creators to get paid directly from fans who say, hey, I want that specific airplane, and wow, that mod has a really high rating. I can check it out. I want to buy that thing and I want to play it in the game. And then that creator gets paid if you buy that revenue, if you buy that specific little thing that has been created. This has already been happening in Minecraft, and largely it's been something celebrated. So here comes Microsoft Flight Simulator, and here's what's happening basically. This isn't about me stirring the pot. This is about, while certain people are purposefully stirring the pot, this is being compared to the Ghost of Tsushima game charging an additional $10 for the PS5 upgrade to add 3D audio, DualSense haptic feedback, and 4K textures. Many point out that this is something that's largely been done for free on the Xbox. For example, a lot of the upgrades to 120 frames per second and all of these nice things, Xbox just does that. You just install, if you have an Xbox Series X, you get all those enhancements that come with the Xbox Series X at no extra charge. I made a video where I merely said that I thought it was weird that they would market these as enhancements as part of that $10 package when I felt Ghost of Tsushima already had $30 worth of content. Now that is being taken, and the fact that I said it's weird that it's marketed that way, but the value is still there. That's what's being taken out of context. It's ridiculous. And to be extra clear, I'm going to be extra clear about my point here because I've been called out on this for a while. I thought it was odd to market these as features you pay for because you paid for the $500 console, which is supposed to have these features implemented, right? So when you're paying for an upgrade, but then they're marketing things, you've already bought the console, you're supposed to get that stuff, right? But now they're saying, oh, wait, no, okay, you have the controller, you have the console, you have to pay an extra $10 to be able to use the thing the controller can do and be able to use the thing the console can do. And the fact that nobody thinks that's weird and is insane to me, first of all. I think it's weird, and I stand by the fact that it's weird. You paid the money for the console. The console is supposed to do these things. Now, to take it a step further, and then specifically, there are individuals out there putting out information, conflating what Sony is doing with the $10 extra, the $70 games, and these director's cuts, which they're marketing at $70, to Microsfot Flight Simulator and allowing content creators to make very specific mods for things they want to see in the game, and then charging for those specifically created mods. They're different situations, and each situation should be taken individually, right? You can't just intermingle these two things. The idea that you are getting charged to unlock the features of a console that you paid for is insane to me. And the fact that I get people mad at me for just saying that, I think that's weird. That's my opinion, and I stand by that. I don't care what anybody says. Should developers be paid for their hard work? Absolutely. The creators of these mods should be paid for their hard work. And yes, the Sucker Punch team should be paid for their hard work. I don't think that they should be marketing audio, Rumble, and 4K as the additional $10 cost. They already have the Island DLC, which is worth the $10 cost. So the fact that unlocking features of the console is what is in the marketing, that's what's insane to me. So there, I've been extra clear about it. If you want to know what I think is weird and makes me, I don't understand why you're charging people again. You already got the money from the console. Now you're charging them again for the games to activate the features of the thing that you bought. That's weird. That's weird. This isn't an anti-developer thing. Well, the argument, and I've thought about this a lot because, the argument actually made me think about it. So developers have to take extra time to develop for that controller. They have to take extra time to develop the 3D audio. They have to take the extra time to make sure the textures are in 4K, right? I understand that argument. The issue I have with it is you have to do that anyway. Like, that's part of the console. You have to do that. Sony has gotten their money, right? Because I bought that console, which has the controller, which has the feedback in the controller or whatever, and it does the 4K does the 4K. I sound like an old person. Does it do the 4Ks? It does 4K. It does 3D. Those are features of the console. Now, if you're telling me I have to pay $500 and then every game for the rest of the console's existence, you're like, okay, well, you bought the console, but you're going to have to pay $10 more to unlock so-and-so feature. I'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. I own the console. Like, here's my controller. There's the console right over there. You're telling me now I actually have to pay $10 more to be able to experience games in 4K, to be able to experience Rumble, to be able to experience 3D audio? What? And when that's a re-release? Come on now. Something else is going on there. So now here's Microsoft. Microsoft comes out. They have Microsoft Flight Simulator. They have fan creations. They're able to allow fans to submit to the marketplace and sell this stuff. And people are taking screenshots where they put them all in their cart and it adds up to like $4,500, right? Yeah, that's a lot of money. Who in their right mind is going to buy every mod? These are for flight enthusiasts looking to buy very specific things. The first video I made for this channel was an anti-microtransaction thing where I said, if you don't want more microtransactions to come into your games, this was in 2015 I made this video, you need to stop buying them. This is not the same thing. This is different. This is a market. So the Flight Simulator team, they made the game engine, they made the physics, they made the tools, and they made the marketplace, and they've allowed users to create stuff for this engine that they've made and be compensated for that creation. That's a good thing, in my opinion. Regardless, that's my take on it. I would really like to hear how you take, because there's a lot of conflicting opinions here, right? And I don't want to dissuade conversation. What is problematic is when my words are twisted to be something that they are not, and not used for conversation. They are used to target an individual who has stated an opinion, that their personal opinion, and that is still my personal opinion about it, that it's weird, right? It's weird that I have to pay $10 extra to unlock the features of the console I already paid $500 for. Do you agree with that statement or not, and why? Happy to have a conversation about it. Post your comment within the pinned comment. Let's hear what you have to say, and let me know how you feel about the Microsoft Flight Simulator thing, because it's being touted as like some tricky bad thing, and for me, I'm just like, well, wait a minute. Like, I'm not a super game designer or anything, but if I have a favorite plane that is, or a favorite airport that's not in the game. By the way, they modeled 35,000 airports. This game covers the entirety of the Earth. The entirety of the Earth. They modeled 35,000 airports. There's something like 46,000. So that's what? Bad at math. 35, 45 is 10,000. That's 11,000 airports they didn't model. They have all of the major airports, by the way. Those have all been done. And that's something like 16,000 of the airports. The idea, the insane idea that they held back so that they could add microtransactions, that's not true. That is not true. Do not be spreading misinformation. That is not what's happening. So to recap, what is happening here? Microsoft has created a marketplace for Microsoft Flight Simulator where users can submit their creations through an approval process, set the price of what they want to charge for that item, and then be compensated for their work. That's being conflated with the Ghost of Tsushima issue that a lot of people took point with, where they're being charged $70 for this director's cut version of the game that there's a whole pricing scheme thing. Go watch my video about that originally if you want to see my original take. They're conflating that with Ghost of Tsushima. They're like, well, why is Ghost of Tsushima a problem, but Flight Simulator isn't? Flight Simulator is about directly supporting a developer who has created a specific asset for a game. Ghost of Tsushima is about Sony saying, you have to pay $10 more to unlock the features of the $500 product you already bought. Features like 4K, audio, and rumble in your controller, which I find weird and problematic. Let me know how you feel about it. Maybe you totally disagree. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm like nuts. I don't know. I'd love to have a conversation about it here. So leave a comment below. I've always been like this. Like when Microsoft was releasing games on their Xbox console and users were getting a lower resolution on their platform, I did this image. That was back when Microsoft was having their, bad time. Right now, they're firing on all cylinders and they keep having win after win. Sony is in the hot seat right now in my book, and they're going to continue to be. So I'm sure I'm going to continue to get a lot of hate online. I've been doing this 13 years. It's never going to stop, right? I got it in the Xbox days. Right now, Sony's doing some stuff that I want to ask them about. I want anybody to ask them about why they charge $25,000 for indie developers to have their game be findable in the marketplace. I want to know many things, and I made a whole video about that too. So anyway, I just get riled up about this because they're conflating two very different situations. They are different situations, and my issue is with policy. And the two policies are, again, Flight Simulator, allowing fans to create stuff and be compensated for it. Okay. Versus charging for basic features of the console, charging extra money for basic features of the PS5. The PS5 you've already paid for. Those are the two situations that we're looking at. Do you consider them equal? Do you see any problem with the flight simulator thing? Let me know what you think in the comments below. That was sort of my hot take video. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. These are supposed to be conversational. And if you have a really, really good counterpoint or something to think about, leave a comment on this video. I read the comments pretty regularly, and I definitely will on something like this. So yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm going to get out of here. Hey, if you like this sort of video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed this far. Trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. If you want to become a member, memberships are turned on. Here's what I do with memberships. With memberships, I post the video immediately and I turn off the ads on those videos. So hopefully everybody's having a good time there. And I have some merch. If you want to buy some merch, you can check that out in the link in the description below. I'm going to get out of here. I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a coffee, have whatever beverage in your morning that you enjoy, and have a good one. I'll see you for the next video. Bye for now, everybody.